A new WWE signing could be debuting at Backlash. We're going to talk about a new report that indicates it could very well be happening. Plus, we got to talk a little bit about Javon Evans and Ricochet, who now have gone into a Twitter war. And we got to talk about WWE signing a top TNA star. It's all coming up right here on the Ango Show. And if you guys want more videos like this, go ahead and click subscribe. You're never going to miss out on anything happening in pro wrestling. I want to kick things off right now with Joe Hendry. Now, this is actually really disappointing to me. This is the kind of news that I don't like reacting to. This is the kind of news that frustrates me a little bit because I am a big fan of TNA. But according to PW Insider, there has been a lot of positive feedback within WWE working with Joe Hendry, and many people in the company believe that it is considered a lock that he will sign with the WWE once his current contract with TNA ends. Now, obviously, I hate this news because I hate seeing TNA losing talent to WWE and AEW. We saw Speedball Mike Bailey. We saw Josh Alexander go to AEW. We saw literally Deonna Purrazzo and Taya Valkyrie go to AEW. We saw Jordan Grace leave TNA to go to WWE. I mean, I am just not a big fan of WWE and AEW taking everybody from TNA. TNA is the company that is trying to grow. Joe Hendry has gone viral. He has become incredibly popular. But also at the same time, too, as much as I hate it, I do have to admit, I feel for TNA because when it comes to a bidding war between all three companies, I don't expect TNA to win. I genuinely don't believe that they are the company that's going to win. Tony Khan and WWE are willing to spend more money than them on talent. And that's just the reality. And I hate the reality of it. I think it's annoying to see happen, but I understand why it happens. And the reason why I hate this so much is because WWE is working with TNA, and they have, they utilized Jordan Grace before she signed with the company, and now she's signed to WWE. And I feel like that's like the same thing that they're doing with Joe Hendry, which it does. It just simply bothers me. I wish that wasn't the case, but it's just the way that they do things. And it's not that I'm trying to be overcritical of Tony Khan and WWE. Like, both companies, I understand how they do these kinds of things. But at the same time, too, I am a big believer in the fact that TNA could be a big player in professional wrestling. And to see that these companies have taken from them, it's annoying. I understand it's business. I'm not dumb. I'm not ignorant to the fact that it's going to happen. But it just bothers me, and that's the way it's going to be, and I really can't change my mind on that. And I'm sure you guys will have something to say about it, so go ahead and say it down below. Let's talk about this. Javon Evans and Ricochet have gone into a Twitter war. This one is super crazy, little cringy, but super crazy. Basically, for those who don't know what happened, there was a Twitter user. Ricochet's whole thing on Twitter now, it's cringy. I've said this before. He's trying way too hard on Twitter to be a heel. It's not really enjoyable to watch or to interact with. I don't think it's pleasant. I don't think it helps his character. But to me, it feels like Ricochet is in character. So basically, a fan, throws some names out there. Ricochet says he would squash them. Javon Evans responded to this, and he said, "My bad. I just got done training at the Performance Center under Shawn Michaels. Something that you don't have or do, but I bet yo brown egghead ass would squash me if Tony told you to. Much love, OG. Hashtag Tupac of this generation." Ricochet basically responded saying that he had been learning from Shawn Michaels when Javon Evans was just 12 years old and had gone on to become a multiple-time champion. And basically, he called him a little boy, which, whatever. Ricochet also said that if Tony Khan asked, he would definitely beat Javon Evans. And then Javon Evans literally went into a really crazy tweet because, guys, when I tell you he said this is insane. He said, he goes, "You learned from HBK when I was 12 and became a multiple-time champion. Now you're wrestling in front of 2,000 people every week for a crackhead. Talk about an upgrade. Am I right?" So Javon Evans called Tony Khan a crackhead. Now, that's crazy. That was the punch bar. That was the punch line. That was the fatality, right? That was crazy. Nobody expected this level of entertainment on social media today. Javon Evans did take down the tweets. The screenshots still exist. They are posted absolutely everywhere. To be honest with you, I don't think this is a good look for both guys. I don't. I think Javon Evans absolutely cooked Ricochet because Ricochet's response was, well, like, you wrestle in the Performance Center. But at the same time, too, I don't think that was. It's not a good look for either guy, to be honest. And Javon Evans is still young, and you don't want to see him go down this path of entering the tribalism, because obviously wrestling fans love the tribalism. You don't really want to see the wrestlers get involved. A lot of people are saying Javon Evans looks bad. A lot of people are saying Ricochet looks bad. Again, it's just not it's simply not a good look, right? It's not. I think it's funny. I think it's entertaining, but when they go this route, I just don't think that really helps them in any capacity. And it is what it is, bro. I think Javon Evans and Ricochet both offer value to the companies that they're in, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. That brings us to our final topic, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about it. Jeff Cobb to debut at WWE Backlash. Well, that is something that could very well happen. According to PW Insider, they have suggested that the arrival of him in WWE is just around the corner. Nobody knows what that means, right? It's expected that he's going to be there at Backlash. Nobody knows if he's going to be in the crowd, introduced as a new signing. They don't know if he'll have a segment. They don't know if he'll be involved in a match. None of that. Nothing has really been detailed here other than the fact that he's expected at Backlash. Now, some people are theorizing that maybe he could get involved and help Jacob Fatu win. I theorize that maybe he could help Dominic Mysterio win. But what's really strange is Corey from PWN has come out and said that he is currently listed as a SmackDown superstar. So it wouldn't make sense for Jeff Cobb to get involved in a match that's happening or taking place within the Raw brand, which when you look at the SmackDown show, I mean, aside from John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and the Fatal 4-Way match, there's no other match representing SmackDown on this card, which is why I think this is super, super interesting. Jeff Cobb is awesome, bro. I love Jeff Cobb. I think he's going to be a great talent in WWE. I look forward to very much seeing him on WWE programming. I look forward to seeing him possibly show up at Backlash. I don't know if the WWE universe is completely, if they're knowledgeable as to who he is, but for those of us who watch and we're on the internet and stuff like that, we watch New Japan, we've seen him on AEW, we've seen him do the indies, we know who this guy is, we know that he's talented. He's not getting any younger. So for me personally, I want to see WWE introduce him, make a big splash. I hope it looks good. I hope it works well. It's just a matter of what they end up doing and how they present them, and hopefully it just goes well. I think that's the big thing here, right? If WWE does well by him, then I think a lot of fans will be interested. If WWE brings him in and they just kind of bench him or they don't really utilize him, I think it's tough. But with him being listed internally on SmackDown, you have to wonder if maybe there's a program with him and Jacob Fatu. Are they aligned? Do they feud? You got Aleister Black, you got Andrade. I mean, you're going to have some really great wrestlers on the SmackDown mid-card. I think that makes it very interesting, and I am super excited to see how WWE goes about this moving forward. If you guys like videos like this, go ahead and click subscribe. I'll see you next time.